They should actually go up against probably Goluboy Ogunek, who defeated Team Ace apparently. Oh la la. Hey, it's skating like game after game after game. Reverse Flash, if you don't know by the banner in Nubarak, then you haven't really watched a lot of the Team Arthas games. You should check out my YouTube channel. Not kidding, youtube.com/CalderTV. Arthas always plays in Nubarak. They're extremely strong with him. If you want to see their comps, they're playing very extraordinary stuff, then just go to youtube.com/CalderTV and check it out. The semi-final, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Matcharena #1. We have Navi going up against Arthas, and yeah, that's a game that we just saw recently, and back then, Arthas demolished Navi. Now, of course, the team around Celium wants revenge, and they are starting to the left side in blue here on Dragonshire in our best of one, with Breeze on ETC, Splendor on Rhaegar, Schwimpy on Abathur, Celium on Illidan, and Eternal on Sylvanas. So a full Illidan build with Abathur. To the right side of the map, though, we have Stalk on Tyrael for Arthas, Unstable on Vala, Kuni-chan on Thrall today, Anilendi on Jaina, and Sefkaja on Wither. Pretty cool game already here, just for the talents that or for the heroes that we see. I like it. We're having a comeback on Thrall, and we're also seeing Abathur again in the game, going here on level 1 for the survival instincts, by the way. So we could see a bit of backdoor attempts later on with level 16 especially. One of the things that Blizzard already said they're going to address in the future and probably gonna fix to a certain extent, or like nerf a bit, but that is definitely one of the things that can happen in this game still. Thrall, played by Kuni-chan, going on level 1 for block. We have Thrall actually like with a few different builds being played. In the Korean meta we sometimes still see him. In the European meta he's not really a common character or common hero anymore. It's more about like other melee assassins, but in this game they're really trying to run with him. And I'm curious to see how they're going to work with that. He's also one of the characters that has the blood for blood, and we all know that Arthas is really looking towards their blood for blood comms, but in this game they have only 3 potential ones available on level 16. The bans in this game were of course Nubarak. It makes much sense for the teams to ban Nubarak out against Arthas. The reason, I mean, if you have watched a couple of the Team Arthas games, then you know exactly why that is, and if not, then you should definitely do that. Right now we're having on Tyrael as the initiator, Smite against being used, going for that Smite build. I'm actually interested to see it on level 4 they make the adjustment with Amplified Healing, but especially Arthas oftentimes goes for a full Smite build. Up at the top lane, it's Celium versus Stalk, and as I mentioned earlier, they met in, I think, the Go for Heroes tournament just recently, and back then, or was it Zootech? It was one of the weekly cups that we had. It was just like a few days ago. And what we saw there was just the full lineup for Team Arthas. They got every single hero in that they wanted. They had a Nubarak Tyrael once again with Rhaegar Vala, and they demolished Navi. Navi didn't stand a chance. They got absolutely wrecked. And back then I really thought it was more because they didn't really know what they were up against than anything else. Right now with the draft they obviously started to adjust a bit to what the Russian team is usually trying to do. So they will try and just like take this game with a new draft strategy for them. Level 4 talents coming to play right now, and that's the full Smite build once again. So as already expected, not the Amplified Healing on the side of Team Arthas, which we kind of expected already here. Unstable, Anilendi and Sefkaja are still trying to dominate that bot lane where we have the 3 versus 3. Schwimpy on level 4 didn't take his talent yet. Oh, apparently a bit of a lag issue for the Russian teams here. Stalk pausing the game. Gives us an opportunity to talk about the talents just real quick while they are fixing the issues. Up to the top we're having Celium and Stalk still fighting for the shrine. As you can see here, it's still the temple, or not the temple but the shrine in favor of Navi. The bot lane is where they're currently struggling. They have with Schwimpy playing Abathur, not a third hero, like a life bar you want to say, on the map, and that's always a bit of an issue. We're having them with Vision now. There's the Adrenal Overlord, by the way, taken, so they go for the Symbiote Speed. We're not seeing them going into the global mines here, which is more the backdoor attempt that you're trying to go for. Eternal is already pushing Sefkaja back as the rest of the team rotates into the mid. Actually, are they starting to go to the top? Haha! Get caught out by the mines, so Vision is there. Had to rotate since Kuni-chan moved back. I guess that was the main reason for the rotation, and they wanted to protect against the capture in the mid lane, which they just now did as Breeze was ready. Both of the shrines are now under control of Navi. And Navi is playing a very, very good game here, but so far we don't see a single kill. It's at the top lane where Celium is starting to have some trouble against Stalk. Anilendi was already lying in wait in case that Illidan is trying to jump in and take him out, but they didn't really get that opportunity. Very aggressive again with their talents on level 4 on Thrall and also Jaina, where we have like a double Envenom. That's what they really, really like to do. Run Envenom on Jaina. One of the few teams that still does that. Most of the other teams are by now going for other talents. Oh, wow. As for example, Arcane Intellect. Yeah, Eternal nearly biting the dust there, but oh, Thrall is being killed first. With Abathar jumping in on Breeze and Splendor being with the team, they get that first kill, so the first blood in their favor, so to say. We're seeing at the top lane, Illidan still struggling a bit against Stalk, but that first kill was of course really important here, and also established a bit of a lead in experience for Navi, which will result in them hitting level 7 faster. At least they should. Yeah, of course, if you're up against Sylvanas, then your towers are fair game. The structures are no problem for the specialist. And he comes in with follow through, first aid, having Earth Shield and Guitar Hero. The rest of the year. Second tower now also dead, but at level 7 also achieved for the Russian team, where we're seeing now the Wind Cheer talent taken, which is still amazing for them, reducing the cooldown here. Battle momentum, of course, was like the dream for Thrall, but Blizzard took that away, and for very good reason. It was just like too strong. On the other hand, it's still available on Tyrael, and that's why he's going for it. The one thing that he doesn't have anymore, like 2 patches ago, Cast Aside on level 13 was moved away from him, and that was actually a big blow to Tyrael, since it was one of the main reasons why he got picked in a lot of the games. I didn't really talk about Reach just yet, increasing the range of Holy Light and Flash of Light for Uther. It's not really a common talent on him. Conjurer's Pursuit is the normal choice, I want to say. We're having even Mule taken now on the side of Abathar. I'm a little bit surprised to see that, to be absolutely honest with you, because Mule is a talent that you oftentimes just take on other maps, but not so much on Dragonshire. Andy Landy is getting barely away, but it's the counter kill against ETC. That's of course annoying. Oh, Splendor on the dog goes in. It's a 2-for-2 kill in this situation, but Splendor still has to move back. There's still Abathar to consider, so you need to be careful, and the healing ward is also in position. So it's just like heroes dying everywhere, and that that Siege Giant camp is still alive. As you can see to the bot lane, Splendor is in position to take the shrine, and up to the top, Celium is fighting with Stalk, both of them angling for that shrine, trying to keep control, whereas Breeze moves into the mid lane. Kunichan is already there, trying to make sure that there's no way for him to get that Dragon Knight. Now we have 5 minutes and 50 in, and so far no Dragon Knight has been taken. I guess that with... Oh, apparently another problem, this time on the side of Navi. Yeah, right now both of the teams are actually experiencing some problems, as it seems. But we can look at the numbers while we are having that opportunity. Sometimes it's actually nice to have a bit of a pause from the teams, because it allows you to go through a couple of things. So for once, one of the things that is actually like pretty interesting here is when you look at the hero damage in general. Sylvanas is still leading the charts here, but Abathar is already at 6,800 himself. We're having Vala supplying most of the damage for the opponent's team, and especially Jaina is very, very low here. I guess a lot of the time in the game, Jaina was trying to set up traps. Andilendi at the top lane, setting up a trap for Illidan several times now, which didn't really work. Navi apparently is ready again, and in the mid lane, it's still that battle between Breeze and Kunichan here. 3 kills against 2, so it's still a game on eye level, so to say. Sefkaja was already spotted, and they have also vision, of course, with Farsight, which is an amazing talent. I mean, a 10-second reveal and the cooldown is just 30 seconds, so that's pretty damn good. Of course, on Vala, I don't really think we mentioned that, but we have Searing Attack taken here, and level 10 hitting for both of the teams simultaneously, with us giving a mosh pit to ETC. We're also having Ancestral Healing here, Metamorphosis, and the Wailing Arrow. Down goes the Ford at the bot lane, up to the top. Illidan is dropped. Nice kill here. Water Elemental immediately being put on to use. Having, of course, Sundering on the side of Thrall, and a Judgment for Tyrael. So it looks a bit like they are running Thrall in a very similar fashion as they usually run Nubarak, I want to say. At least that's the way that it looks like right now. It's just trying to have, instead of that warrior, a melee assassin at the front. Oh, good dodge. Nice zoning, but very, very good dodge here. Problem is that Eternal might still not be able to get away, but a great healing for Splendor. That was amazing. Abathar is there already. It's a 4 versus 4 with the healing ward in position, but Andy Landy is moving in with a good Blizzard. He could do so much damage right now. Once again, the Haunting Wave being used to get away here, and Breeze comes in a bit too late, but the Wailing Arrow silencing 4. The problem is they might have too many hit points still. Celium is getting low, and there comes the kill against Illidan. Very well played by Team Arthas. They get the kill, and 5 kills against 3. Still a couple of them taken very low, but you can tell that with them surviving here, that's all that they needed to do. Kuni-chan actually is really inviting trouble, since he's still staying there, and Eternal jumps in and takes FKJ down, but the Wolf is hitting him hard. Splendor, on the other hand, is trying to slow down. The cleanse by Uther, and he gets away in the last second. Both of them TPing away in the safety of the tower. Could, of course, move those last few inches as well, but they don't really have to. At the top lane, Shrimpy was moving in to take the shrine, which he did. So now we have, again, 2 shrines under the control of Navi. They are just a little bit behind in experience. So even though we have more kills right now for Team Arthas, the Russian team is not really too far ahead. The Monstrosity has been chosen, so that allows a bit of split push for the team. Abathar using his talent a bit late here, but they could, for example, use that on the bot lane right now. Well, got already taken out for the first time, so can't really have just yet, but we have it on there it is. Oh, the initiation! Look at that Sundering Breeze is getting hit! I can't believe that hit! But he is getting dropped regardless. ETC is dead, and now they're jumping in again. There's Celium on his Illidan, so low, but FKJ barely surviving. Tyrael is dead. Woo! That kill with the Wailing Arrow, that was great by Eternal. It's a 2-for-2, really well played here. Great job by Sylvanas. But that heal, oh my god, I can't believe that Splendor got that ancestral healing in the last second there. Both of the teams hitting level 13 at exactly the same time. A great game already. We're having Uber Rockstar taken, the Bombard Strain. That thing is so annoying, by the way. Like, it's just crazy how much damage you can dish out with Abathar against structures if you use that. We're having on Sylvanas again Spell Shield. It's really becoming extremely popular talent when you're up against the Jaina composition. And of course there's much more than only Jaina when it comes to burst damage and spell damage here. Feral Lunge taken on Rhaegar. We're having Frost Shot for Vala with a multi-shot build, no big surprise. And on Kuni-chan in this case, for his Thrall, we're seeing next to Wind Shear the Grace of Air, where you have the twice as many stacks of the Frost Wolf Resilience, which is also pretty awesome for the self-heal that you have. Celium at the top lane, currently trying to get one of those shrines in, and yeah, we didn't have a single Dragonite. There was not a single Dragonite in the game just yet. Stalk is very much alone on the map, by the way, and on level 13, he took Imposing Will here for his W. This is a pretty cool game. Shrimpy gets away. We had 2 of the heroes moving in from the back trying to take down Abathar. They didn't get that chance. A 5-man move to the bot lane trying to claim that fort, and they will be able to do that. But to the top, we already had the same thing going on for the opponent. There comes Shrimpy again. They should really take down these walls. If you play Abathar, you want to make sure that your team takes down those walls so that you can at least make sure that your opponent doesn't see you. So I'm a bit surprised that they don't do that. But Abathar is very far out right now to get some more experience. And also, of course, bring those locusts into play. We're having down here, nice. There comes Stalk. I could use his heroic, doesn't really need to do that just yet, but keep in mind that we have the Locust Strain coming in, and we also have at this point the Monstrosity doing some work. He didn't really jump in with the Symbiote into any of his teammates because he didn't have to. Right now, it's just the D push, and Arthas is starting to move back. They gain a bit more experience by splitting their team up and having a few people soak the mid lane, but over here, that keep is starting to be exposed, and with the Locust Strain still moving in, that's the problem. Breeze is getting healed in the last second again. Illidan jumping in with the Metamorphosis. They're going straight for it, but a very good Rain of Vengeance, dropping at least Celium down in hit points, but they get the kill against Tyrael, and that was an important one. The Water Elemental is nearly gone. Everybody is extremely low. Celium is jumping in again, trying to take down Anilendi, and he gets him. Jaina dead, and once again they jump in. It's a 3-4-4 at this point. Down goes Uther. They are going for Unstable, and Navi goes straight for that, hits the 16. They get a team kill against Team Arthas. This is going to be the first Dragonite of the game. We're having now the Locust Brood used and immediately put into action to drop that top keep, or at least put pressure on it. A double blood for blood, and the Dragonite is most likely going to go straight through the middle and drop another fort here. Double blood for blood also on the side of Arthas. We're having now the Cold Embrace taken on Sylvanas on 16. But yeah, here comes the Tempest Fury on Thrall. We're having Northern Exposure, and in this case, the Imposing Presence for Uther, who did not take Spell Shield on level 13, which we oftentimes see these days, but instead went for the more traditional talent, went for Shrink Ray. But yeah, that last battle, so good for Navi. That was really good. So far, everybody just moving away through the map. We are having Schwimpy still on his Abathur, pushing in the Locust and trying to take down this one. Still, there are currently walls everywhere, and I still find it surprising considering that they are running it with Abathur. Celium is getting low, gets no help there, and Illidan is dead. But Vala got killed already to punt away, so Kunichan needs to move in again. Eternal is jumping out of the fight. Breeze is just rushing back to safety, or trying to in this case. But for now, Sefkage is extremely low, needs to heal himself, and so he does. No benediction on Uther. He's still a bit weird, but then again, with imposing presence on the team, he is keeping himself safe, and that allows him to just negate a lot of the pressure that Navi was trying to push onto the healer. The keep over here already very, very low in ammunition, but didn't really suffer any damage just yet. The bot lane, that's where we are seeing the bruiser camp taken by Navi. Navi really gaining a bit of momentum here. 11 kills against 9 though, so this is still a very, very even game. It's just that experience lead with that team wipe that happened earlier that Navi was able to establish themselves. Oh yeah, Kunichan needs to be careful with only 2 heroes. At this point, they need to be really careful because Abathur can just simply jump in. And there it is again, the walls spotting Abathur. So that's one of those tricky parts. You don't really want that to happen. They need to take those down later on, I feel. But right now it's tricky for Arthas to really rotate somebody over there because there's the pressure happening at the bottom lane with one of the siege giant camps already taken, and they're trying to go for the next one. But they're moving in to at least take down the monstrosity. Those locusts are so annoying, and I mean the siege damage on Abathur is really starting to accumulate here. 87,000, and we have 80,000 on Jaina with the blizzard against the minion waves. But of course Abathur, with those triple locusts that he has since he hit the level 16 talent, is going to just rack those siege damage points up very, very soon. In terms of talents, what both of the teams are aiming for now is level 20, and that's where Navi is really having a big, big advantage since they're so much closer now. This is still a best of 1. Sefkage needs to move back against the triple locust is there, and we're also having quite a few mines that help against that hard camp already, at least to a certain extent. The Locust, I don't think it would probably have been happier if they would have attacked the keep, which doesn't happen here, but at least they help, so to say, with the D-push. Even jumping with the Symbiote into one of the Locusts to make sure that the mage is not going to get anywhere. Camp is taken everywhere on the map right now. Both of the teams playing it, especially Navi playing it kind of safe, I want to say. Not both of the teams. I guess that it would have probably been a bit better for Arthas to fight because they know that they could have fought on even talents. Now they are falling behind in talents in just a second as the 20 is about to hit for Navi, and that is of course going to put incredible talents onto the board for them. There it is, with a hardened shield, storm shield. We're having the Locust Nest taken, and the initiation on Splendor. They're trying to drop the healer, and they do. Rhaegar is dead, and that's really bad news for Navi. Navi is trying to break through with the level 20 talent, using that advantage, but Eternal is about to die. He's not going to make it. Kunichan gets that quick lightning in, and down goes another hero, but they lost 2 as well. It's still an exchange in their favor. If you trade a 2 for 2 when you are like 1 or 2 levels behind, then you get more experience thanks to the underdog bonus. So that helps them. That helps them to catch up in experience. And it was actually a very good trade considering that we saw level 20 already hit for Navi. So Navi would have tried to take on only a Dragonite, but really push in hard with that. Uh-oh. Kunichan is going to get the kill against Illidan. Look at that. Thrall takes down Illidan like trash, and bam, just like that. It's one additional hero that is down, and level 20 is nearly there. Abathur, of course, has the opportunity to really start pushing those lanes again. That's what he does at the top, where the keep is already starting to lose hit points. But that Dragonite, I don't really think that the Dragonite is going to be able to do anything here for the reasons that we mentioned. I mean, first of all, we have level 20 now hitting also for the Team Arthas. We're having Nexus Blades taken on Thrall. Very aggressive stance by Kunichan, but I like it. Aggression is their trademark move. The Russians are super hyper-aggressive with their builds, and that's once again what we're seeing here. We're having them also with a hardened shield, the double storm, Bolt of the Storm, and we're seeing them with Redemption on Uther. He got really attacked a lot during those fights, but with the imposing presence, I'm not quite sure if they really needed to go for that. They are moving in again. Abathur should have his Locust ready in just a bit, so we're probably going to see them tunnel up to the top once more, and trying to get Keep finally down. That level 20 talent of his is also extremely annoying. If you have Locust Nest and the triple Locust, there's so much you can do with that. Yeah, over here the mid lane is being pressured, and this game is awesome. 13 against 12, a great game. And where is Arthas? He's jumping into the top, he's dropping everything, and is starting to push those lanes in. Needs to be careful, of course, that he isn't captured here, but I don't think they really identify where he is located. So right now it's all about those next fights. Double blood for each one of the teams. In terms of like damage, we're seeing 40,000 damage for Thrall. He's really putting the numbers on the board for the Russian team. They've been playing him a couple of times in the past, and they're doing it again. Monstrosity to the top lane, getting extremely dangerous here. Shrimp here hiding in the bushes, and that Monstrosity could take down the keep, so Arthas has to do something, and they are starting to rotate heroes to the top. Andy Lendy is actually trying to find out where exactly Abatha is. Doesn't get that. They now finally see where it is, but I really like that mine that we had there. It was a very good one. It's really smart from Abatha at this point to set the mines at the locations where he tunnels in, to have a bit of a perimeter where he knows when somebody is closing in on his distance. That's really, really good. At the beginning of the match, you want to position the mines a bit different than that, but right now it's so important to have those 5-man fights. What is Stork doing? They're really going for it right now, but he is very early on that. Not quite sure why he jumped in like this, but still, there they are. Siege Giant Camp is taken out. Abatha is pushing the top lane again. He already jumped back. He had to just teleport back to base a few seconds ago, but he's already on it once more, with also that Locust Nest right here. And that keep is what they need to defend here. Now the Dragon Temple, or the Dragon Shrines are going to come up very soon. Again, the attack at the bot lane. Abatha has been depushed in the top. Yeah, it's really that pressure. Level 21 versus 21. God, what a good game here in the semi-final. I'm really loving it. This is awesome. I mean, at this point, Kunichan, Stork, Anilendia, Unstable, and Sefkaja are starting to jump in again. We're having them moving straight towards that shrine. They're trying to force a fight here. Abathor, of course, he wants to have some time and some space at the top lane, and as long as he gets that, he will be able to push in. So I don't think that Navi is going to be in a rush here. There's no reason for them to be. Stork is trying to initiate, but the team isn't there yet. Are they going for it? Are we going to see Sundering being used? No, they're not using their rogue abilities just yet. They're waiting for a good fight. Up at the top lane, we're having the move already by Abatha, starting to take the shrine now. It's a shrine for a shrine at this point. Well done so far. I mean, right now, as you can see, the bot lane is being pressured hard, but the keep is already gone. That's where Abatha really comes into play. So the keep is gone, and I feel like the Russians are feeling like they're forced into a fight right now. They're trying to do something. They know that they won't be able to win this long and drawn out game against Abatha that just jumps from lane to lane and drops their keeps, and that's exactly what's happening. So they're trying to go for the fight now. They know that the Monstrosity is not going to be able to help Navi here, and that's why they're jumping in. Once again, they're going for the keep. Here comes the Metamorphosis already being used immediately. The initiation upon Celium, and he gets healed with Ancestral Healing. A blink away by Sylvana saves her for now. Unstable is trying to move back on his Vala using the Frost Shot already. The jump of Illidan not taking her down. Andy Lenny is engaging too, but Sefkaja, even though he has an imposing presence, goes down, but he has redemption and he is going to be determined to use it. Breeze is moving away now too. Stork is about to die, gets hit the last second, just somehow still alive. Kunichan running out of mana, which is probably the bigger problem for them right now, trying to drop a target, but he can't, and there goes probably Uther again. Everybody about to die once again. The move in here. Tyrael is dead. Everybody dead. We're having also Thrall now on a 50-second cooldown up to the top lane. That's where we already saw keep number 1 dying, and it looks like they're just trying to rotate over there. They're not even bothering with the Dragon Knight. They're just saying, hey guys, we have 3 heroes down. We have a 40-second time window. We can use that. Arthas is on the ropes, and Navi is determined to win this game. They're jumping in with everybody that they have. Andy Lendy is trying to support the damage, but a catapult is now moving in too, and they're going straight for the core right now. Andy Lendy somehow keeping himself alive, but I don't think it matters anymore. This is the attempt to take their core, and it is going to succeed. There comes the healing against Eternal, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is Navi moving to the final of the tournament. The Matcharena 1 final with Navi, and this was a great game here in Dragonshire between the two of them. Congratulations. Great game. Great game, boys. Really, really good match. Abathor forcing them into that fight. They realized, hey boys, if we actually stand there and just like let Abathor do his thing, we're gonna lose the game in the long run. Navi's just gonna play it passive, and that's all that they have to do.